You know, when you get distracted before you do something, and then you think, did I do everything I needed to do? What do I need to do? But then you just go live and you say, we'll figure it out as we go. So, anyways, I hope everybody, I am dismayed to see the freeze frame I just saw of my fat face. But other than that, hopefully things are going well. I already asked you in the chat to tell me what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. And I will start saying hello to everybody who's here. Vicky, Courtney, Mike, Erica, Jonathan Hart. Thank you, Grammy Rita. And Tin Man's here as well. You've not had dinner, but you had a kick-ass breakfast. I'd like to hear that. Grammy Rita had burritos, by the way. Sorry, Vicky had a sub. My God, I just looked at the names. Dinner is chicken nuggies for Jonathan Hart. Jelly. Oh no, Courtney's jelly. She's not having jelly. Grim's here. Today's your Friday. I agree. It has been a bit of a long week. So yeah, let's get the week over with. Where is that supposed to go? What strap is that? That's a question we all ask sometimes, right? What strap is that? Streamlabs, yeah, you're here too. Presto! What sense? Each and everything's here. Dana M is here. I am all buffery tonight. I don't know. Oh, I do know. Hold on. I do know. That'll probably help in a bit. Anyways, we have some court to watch. It might just be my computer too. Might not have been very nice to it today. Anyways, regardless. Oh, MB's here. Soup leftovers upcoming. Wish you had some sea bass. Who had sea bass? That sounds like a Melanie thing to have, but I didn't see Miss Melanie. It is early, so you know. I'm in the buffery land. Okay, well, I'm gonna move us away from buffery land to Courtville, and I'll dip off the screen. I'm literally thinking about what would be making it be buffery, but I'm running short of what that would be. Let me just check the last. It's gonna be there. We go. Now let's go ahead and watch this and see what we do. Oh, make sure you like the video. Thank you.
Early. I'm from Roy and I didn't want to be late.
Perfect. Okay, well, we can take things early. I don't see a problem with that. You're really early.
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Well, let's see if we can't get you out of here. And then the back row,
William Ellenberger.
Mr. Ellenberger, you wanted a mitigation hearing, and sir, Mr. Diaz. Okay, all right. And then online, I've got, let's see, Miss Favela. There we go.
Yeah.
I'll do better. And Velasco and Mr. Yurchak, I think we've got you on the wrong day. Yeah, Mr. Yurchak?
Primiac?
Can't hear you. You have to turn up your volume.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Mr. Yurchak, usually we hear your cases on Mondays, and I think you probably did a notice of appearance after we set this. So,
okay.
Yeah, why don't we just reset and send you a notice? So,
For Mr. Primiac.
Pardon?
This is for defendant Primiac.
Yep, Primiac. Okay. Primiac. All right, so we'll just send you notice for a hearing on. I think it's Monday afternoons. We're doing that, right? Okay. Then I can get to all these other folks.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, so it's now 1:38, and I think I've got everyone I'm going to get. So folks, I just have a couple of introductory remarks here. You've all unfortunately got a ticket. And each of you may qualify for a deferral. You've asked Mr. Ellenberger, you've asked for a mitigation hearing, and I'll take care of that as well. The rest are contested hearings. And what that means, it's a mini trial. So if you didn't ask for the law enforcement officer to be here, then they're not here, because it's on you to ask the court to subpoena them or order them to be here. So the law says then I just look at the police report and see if it's signed under penalty of perjury. I consider the facts there. I turn to you. I put you under oath. I hear from you. And then it's not whether you're a good person or a bad person. Good people get tickets. You're not a bad person here. Are the facts that are presented that the court can consider, that are relevant, that are, evidentiary allowed? Do they support that you violated the statute that you're cited for or not? And if so, then on a contested hearing, I'm finding you did that. And if they don't support it, then I'm finding you didn't. But you also, and sir, you coming in for a hearing, what's your name?
Josh.
Your last name?
YOWYER.
Okay. 2:00. Okay. I always try and take things as soon as we can. So each of you, though, may qualify for something called a deferral, which allows me to dismiss the case in 6 months without making a finding that you did anything wrong. If you don't have a commercial driver's license, if you haven't had a deferral in the last 7 years on an infraction, there's just a couple of kinds of cases that I don't see here that would prevent me from doing that. But those two reasons, the only reasons I can't give you a deferral. So if you're interested in a deferral, we enter that today. You don't have to pay right away. It's a $150 fee, 6 months of good driving after today, dismissed without you coming back. You have time to pay as well. And you only get one of those every 7 years by state law. And if you have, as I said, a commercial driver's license, I'm not allowed by federal law to grant that. But it looks like a lot of you would qualify for a deferral if you're interested. And sometimes people ask for contested hearings, but what they're really saying is, yeah, I did it, but can you just reduce that fine? And I can do that today as well. So keep all that in mind. Mr. Ellenberger, why don't you come on up? You asked for you missed your hearing, and then you asked for the court to reconsider that, which I'm gonna, and you originally asked for a mitigation hearing, which is just that. See what I can do to reduce all these fines. Is that your proof of insurance by any chance? Okay, why don't you come on up and we can deal with that. You were able to get it afterwards or had it at the time?
I did not have it at the time.
Okay, you can stay right here and we can work together.
I got it, I want to say about 30 days after the accident that I got it.
Okay. So you get in an accident, they give you a ticket. All right. Let's see. So this is about the same vehicle or another vehicle?
It was
Ford?
different people.
Okay, all right. Well, you're covered. That's all I really care about. So that allows me to do this deferral if you'd like, or let's see, they had one in the last 7 years.
I believe so.
Okay, and you did well, got it dismissed. Oh, so close. They can't do it yet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give this back to you. Yeah, you did a great job. I wish I could. Let me look. Yeah, no, speeding. All right, well, let me reduce these fines a lot. Just looking at what you were saying. Yeah. All right, so let me get that. And I'm looking at your record here just to see you've done a good job all those years. So let me get this as low as I can. I have to click around to find out what they cited you for. All right, let me get that speed too fast for conditions down to $95 and that insurance ticket down to a $200 fee now that you've got proof. So $295 was $755. And then if you needed time to pay that, you don't have to pay anything today, or you can pay it all off. It's entirely up to you, but I'll have you stop at the front counter and just make arrangements.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm glad you got the insurance and glad you're okay. And so, sure. So my clerk will give you a receipt and then just stop at the front counter.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Right. And then, let's see, we've got someone here early as well. Right, so Trevor Armstrong, not present. All right, run down through my 130s. So on Armstrong matter, just make a finding of committees failed to appear. We gave him notice and decided not to be here, I guess. And let's see, Mr. Diaz, why don't you come on up and have a seat and we can talk about your matter. And did you have any questions about the deferral or what you want to do today?
There, it kind of was a mess.
Well, let's not talk about facts yet. I
well-
want to see what you think you want to do.
well-
And you can have a seat, that's fine.
Sorry.
Thanks, that's all right, thanks.
So I was wondering if I could get it pardoned, or.
I can't, I can't make it go away. I'm the
Okay.
judiciary, the executive branch through their police, that's police and prosecutors. They make these charging decisions and what the court can't just make them go away.
Mhm.
I have to either have a hearing like this where I determine, do the facts support what they charged you with? If you wanted time to talk to the prosecuting attorney and see if there's something they want to do with you, that's up to you. Or we can go forward today on whatever. And it looks like you'd qualify for a deferral if you're interested, but again, you only get one of those every 7 years.
Yeah, I get that. And I looked through all that 7-year
good.
process. Yeah.
Okay,
I was actually gonna get it deferred at Lacey because that's where I got my ticket at, and then they transferred it to the Olympia.
we can still, well, here, they
Well,
transfer it
here, yeah.
here, and you can still do it here.
Which is fine.
What do you
They
think?
kind of just told me along the lines if sometimes if you go in and you haven't had a ticket ever in your driving record, and they can just dismiss.
Well, the prosecutor can do that. I can't.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
allowed. The judge can't just summarily decide who gets
Yeah,
dismissals without
I
any
understand.
reason.
I understand.
The prosecutor can make that decision, and they're
Okay.
not here. They don't present themselves at these hearings. But like I say, you could probably talk to them if you wanted to about that. And I'd give you another court date and see what happens. Is that what you wanted to do, or?
Are they able to defer it if I go to that point?
We
or-
can defer it anytime before the next hearing, sure. You can just walk in and get a deferral.
Okay.
You don't have to prove anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna do deferral today.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
All right.
go through all.
Well,
all
I'm
that.
sure you can make that happen. You have a great looking driving record. So
Yeah,
we're gonna give you a form because that's what we do here. And then just stop at the front counter and you don't have to pay anything today, just make the arrangements.
okay.
And you'll just start the deferral and drive safely and we'll get it dismissed.
I also had another question about that. So I'm not sure if you can see it on the computer on your end, but I basically I gave my response on July 21st, but apparently something happened where Olympia didn't receive the
Well, this is
response.
Thurston County District Court. It's not the city of Olympia.
Or sorry, Thurston, sorry.
Okay, if that's what you're thinking, it may have gone to the city of Olympia and I would not have anything if that's where you sent it to. Because there's
Okay.
the City of Olympia Municipal Court and we're the district court that covers the whole county.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so if you sent it there, then you're right, I wouldn't have anything here.
Okay.
It's- And we,
I guess the question is, they charged me an extra fee for not responding or something like that on top of the ticket that they gave me. I don't know.
okay, you needed to respond here. We usually give more time than usual, but we try to do that. So is there an extra late fee on this one? I didn't think so. Yeah, there isn't any
There
extra
was an
fee
extra, okay,
issued here, so,
okay.
yeah. But there wasn't an extra fee added or anything. No, we unwound it all. Yeah, all right.
So,
So you can just stop at the front counter
Okay.
and get the deferral and we'll move on from here.
okay.
And they've got all the
They got all the-
information at the front counter.
Okay,
So all you have to do is
sounds good.
give me your name and they'll look at all that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Is that everything?
That's it. Stop at the front counter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, there's the end. This is the form for the deferral, and you can have that with them.
Do we think he sent the forms to the wrong place? I think he might have. Also, if you're just getting here, thanks for being here. Yes, YouTube is being very weird today. I didn't get any memos about it, but I have noticed. Please clock in for your shift and tell me what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. That's the daily question. And also, do we think that he sent the form to the wrong place? I think he might have, right? I think he might have.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, let me do this. And at 1:30, Miss Favela?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. Okay. And looks like there's a couple of things that tabs and so forth, but I'm trying to see, were you interested in had any questions about what we're doing today or interested in the deferral?
I don't think I qualify for the deferral. I'm not sure because I think I missed
Yeah.
the 30 days.
Doesn't matter. I can give you a deferral today if you'd like. That's not the issue. You don't have a commercial driver's license. You haven't had one in the last 7 years. And
No.
if you can show proof that you got your tabs up to date,
Yeah,
then we could do a deferral.
Yeah, I can do that. I think the only one I wanted to contest was the lane usage one.
Okay, well, if you want to contest it, then that's what we'll do. Did you have a chance to look at the police report before your hearing?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Then let me look at that and then see if there's evidence yet to put you under oath. So I'm looking at this count number 1, the improper lane usage. And I have affidavit from Trooper Matthew Neiman from August 4th this year. Let me read that. Okay, so what I hear is that this was you're driving east on Tumwater Boulevard near Capitol Boulevard, under construction, traffic cones in place to separate eastbound from westbound traffic. Detours in place for vehicles entering northbound I-5. Instead of taking the detour, the officer writes defendant crossed the cones, traveled east in the westbound lanes, and entered I-5, and then pulled you over there and you met that way. So let me put you under oath and raise your right hand with me, Ms. Favela. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You're muted. Need you on mute and then we can. Okay,
Yeah.
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, so tell me your side of this improper lane usage issue.
Yes.
So for the RCW, because I've charged that one before. So at the time, so right now, the way the boulevard is marked, it's way different because they had just started construction. And so there was no signage and there was no cones and the lane isn't double marked. So it's not like a no passing lane. And the way the language of the statute reads is it's not illegal to make a U-turn as long as it's safe and feasible. When I was driving to work. It was like 5:40 a.m., 5:50 a.m. There was nobody on the road. The trooper itself, I saw him, was ahead of me. He had already turned right and was way down the other road. And then U-turned back when I got on the highway. But it was safe. It was feasible. There was no markings prohibiting a U-turn or prohibiting a turn that way. So I felt like that it didn't constitute improper lane usage. Now, had there been signage like there is now there's cones, there's markings, there's signs saying you cannot make a U-turn onto the highway that way. I understand that being charged that way. But the way the roads had been marked then and at the time, the time of day, the safety, I didn't think it was correct.
So I'm hearing, you're saying that it wasn't marked or wasn't marked. What I'm reading here, a detour is in place. The area was under construction. Traffic cones were in place to separate eastbound from westbound traffic. So you're saying what? That it wasn't
I'm
marked
saying the
or?
road wasn't marked for detours at all. There wasn't,
Hmm.
it was honestly the road, because they had just started construction. The road was marked, letting you know that the highway to go right, like the normal highway exit, was closed. Because there's two southbound exits. And so the one on the, I guess, I think it would be, I can't remember what would be east or west or what it is on that side. That one was closed and marked clearly. But the one I turned onto, there was no markings listed yet. And later that evening, because I checked with one of my friends to double check the statute, I went back to the spot, drove by it, just to make sure there wasn't any like signs or something prohibiting a U-turn at that spot.
So when I look at 4661-140, what do you referred to the RCW? What did you want me to take from that?
Just thought that's not setting me for the improper lane usage for making a U-turn, and that at where I was at, it's not illegal to make a U-turn as long as it's safe and feasible. There's no markings on the road prohibiting a U-turn.
I'm hearing that there were, do you agree or disagree that there were cones in the road separating east and westbound traffic?
I disagree that there were cones separating the lanes like to the right, but where I turned, because I'm making a left to get onto the highway, there were no cones.
Mhm. And so you did not go, what I'm reading here is you're saying you did not go, I want to go back to the.
Oh, Miss Carrie, thank you for being here. And Orlando Chiquita, Donna, my friend. I know I'm a little buffery. It is peak internet time, I guess, in Canada. I don't know. Honestly, the internet here is so slow compared to what I experienced in the States. I honestly just think that's the way it is. Like, anyways, regardless. Hi, everybody, and Miss Carrie. Um, I am so glad to come to mind when somebody's fist is involved. That was a good episode though today. Unfortunate to hear about YouTube Daddy. YouTube Daddy has been on a bit of a rampage. Obviously, his October, whatever nice October resolutions, people are, YouTube Daddy's changed it up a little bit. Hello, Lawrence Brownie. No worries. Welcome back. Beverly's here. Hi, Miss Beverly. William, you here too? Um, Canadian internet slows down when the data packages have to be delivered by Moose. And that's so true. And I live on an island, so we have to get moose that can swim or polar bears. So, there's that just added issue. In all seriousness though, we pay a lot of money for internet. It's incredibly depressing. Regardless, we're watching some infractions. We watched one judge yesterday with infractions. This is a different judge. Same state though. So Miss Carrie, I have to apologize because yesterday I said that the deferral program was you have to be clean for a year, but in fact it's 6 months. You pay $150 and 6 months, and the thing gets wiped off your record. But you can only get one every 7 years, and not if you have a CDL. So this girl here, I don't know if what she's done here is like tried to dispute the entire ticket or just that one ticket, but she was going to get the deferral. Just take the deferral because you already taken the deferral on the other ones. Why not just, you know, you know?
That
I've tried to get the map
cross
up.
the cones traveled east in the westbound lanes and then entered whoops, we lost you.
Oh, sorry. I'm right here. I'm trying to pull up the map so I
Okay.
can west.
So instead of taking the detour, says the trooper, the defendant crossed the cones, traveled east in the westbound lanes, and then entered I-5. And so you're saying that you did not do that.
No, I'm saying that I turned onto the highway, but there wasn't any cones at that time marking that They're like marking that specific turn.
And this was early in the morning.
It's like 5
On
a.m.
August
or 5:50 a.m. And I think it was Friday because it was for work that day.
All right, so I'm looking at RCW 4661-140. And the roadway has been divided into more lanes. Shall apply. All right.
Yeah, Lisa, we are, and I think that we could do what you suggested. We won't be able to play the music, but we'll be able to talk about the music and do the game with music. But and I actually think that will work with Streamlabs because we're not watching. I'm not gonna get into it, but anyways. But I think that'll work. So yes, tomorrow is going to be another Follow Friday where Lisa Figalicious is going to join me as we play some Guess That Song game by some clues that Lisa has for us. So it is going to be fun. Please make sure that you join us for that tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. What time? But anyways, you'll see around, the eves, the eves, the eves. It'll be fun. Yeah. And what else was I gonna say? This guy's wearing a hat in court. Did we all skip over that because of the American flag effect in the background? Blinded by the flag. Um, Also, I have a theory that I'm such a bad singer that I could, if I was given the songs, I could sing them poorly. I'm just joking. Um, you work tomorrow, so you have to know what time you need to be home. When you're done work, Lisa, I don't think it's, I don't know. Do you want me to tell you what time to go? Okay. It's gonna be after like, why don't we do it 5:30 Pacific, which would be 8:30 East? Miss Carrie, we'll be going long, don't worry. I know you work till 9:30 East, but believe me, we go late and long on this channel, so we gotta get started a little bit early. Or is that too late? We could also do, yeah, I think that's probably good, you know? But I'll suss that out tonight. We'll finalize that timing. But yeah, he's wearing a hat. Okay, perfect. Is he's wearing a hat, right? Like, is the American flag effect helping him get away with this, or does he not realize that he's wearing the hat, maybe? What do we think? What do we think?
Following rules apply. There's a subsection 3, official traffic control devices may be erected directing slow moving or other specified traffic to use a designated lane or designating those lanes to be used by traffic moving in a particular direction, regardless of the center of the roadway, and drivers of vehicles shall obey the directions of every such device. So, which part of RCW 4661 are you saying does not apply, or how did you want me to read that? You mentioned the RCW.
I'm saying
wanted
that
to know
he's citing me for a U-turn. There were no markings at that time. There's no signs. There's no lights depicting or like prohibiting a U-turn at that spot of the intersection.
What I'm, well, I mean, that's an interesting way to interpret. Looking back at the affidavit here. So you're saying you did a U-turn there.
Yeah, so because it's the way the road is, the highway, if you're getting on it, it's the other lane, right, coming this way to turn. So I did a U-turn into the other lane, then moved lanes to get over. So I didn't like directly cross lanes to go into the highway exit. I did a U-turn the opposite direction, and then I switched lanes to get into the highway lane.
Okay. And why did you do that?
Honestly, I was running late for work. I shouldn't have done it, but it was early and it's safe and feasible. And I know it's not illegal to make a U-turn at that spot.
Right. What I have to kind of evaluate here is I'm going back between what I'm hearing.
Okay, well, if U-turns are illegal in Florida, the nobody pays attention to that. It's literally required. I couldn't believe the U-turn culture in Florida. It's like here you can't make U-turns at lights. You can like get in trouble for that. There they have a lane for turning and doing U-turns basically. Craziness. Anyways, um but she just admitted that she shouldn't have done it. I don't know why people do this. They're sort of like hedging their own bets as usual.
From you and what the RCW 4661 140 that you're cited under says. And certainly shall be driven nearly as practical within a single lane, shall not be moved from such lane until you can ascertain that that's safe. And so that seems to be what you're heading into, but there's also sub 3 and sub 4 that talk about traffic control devices, which can be cones installed prohibiting the changing of lanes on sections of roadway, and you shall obey those. And
Is it
also
possible to,
sub 3 that talks about that as well. Cones such as traffic control devices, regardless of the center of the roadway, drivers shall obey the directions. So what I'm being told by the officers that you, and yeah, and you said too, you did a U-turn, but also you went eastbound or you went the wrong direction in a lane of traffic crossing over traffic control devices. So is there another
no,
way
so
I should
that's my
interpret that?
contesting. That's my contesting, and maybe we can reschedule the hearing and try to do it again. But I went back because I ran it by my sergeant supervisor, came back, walked to the roadway. There's no cones there at the time. So if it's possible, I can try to get body camera. I didn't know
Well, I think
footage of it
that's
because
what
there's
I'll
no
do for you.
cone
I'm
prohibiting
gonna
it.
reset this and I'll subpoena the officer. Because it sounds like we need to hear that. If you think there's other evidence such as video or something, that's on you to bring in and make available.
Yep.
That'd be helpful too. But I think this is something that needs to get unwound with the officer present as well. So we will subpoena the officer. We'll set a hearing. It won't be real quick, don't worry. We've got mailing in Tumwater, 1517 Bishop Road, apartment Southwest, apartment 320.
Yes.
Okay, did you want a text message reminder in the next court date?
Sure. What's the date again? Let me see.
We don't know yet. I'm gonna have my calendaring set it.
Got it.
So we'll be mailing it out. And if you want a text message reminder, we can send you one or not.
Okay, if you're mailing it, I can find it. I'll do that.
Okay, and then we'll get the officer to come on in or a trooper to come on in and we'll have a fuller understanding. All right,
Got it.
well, that's it for today. Thanks,
And
Ms.
if for
Favela.
Sorry,
Oh.
if for some reason I do, because I might be out of, I might be on vacation possibly. If for some reason I end up being gone, do I just contact for the date or,
Just, you could, if you know your dates already, just contact calendaring, send in an email, let us know what to avoid.
okay, perfect.
Okay, all right,
Thank you.
that's it. Thanks. And then let's see. Mr. Velasco, I see you're there for 1:30.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
And I can hear you, I can see you.
Okay.
And so we're here about that speeding ticket alleged from July 18th. Were you, any questions about what we're doing? You're interested in the deferral?
My first option would just get it dropped. My second one would be or preference would be just to go deferred.
Okay. Well, I can't dismiss things, but I can have a contested hearing or I can grant you a deferral. It's really up to you.
And deferred's only, is it a year? Is that how it goes?
6 months, actually. Just 6 months of good driving, $150 fee. You don't come back to court. We dismiss it at that 6 month mark if it's paid in full.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Okay, so Mr. Velasco, then I just need you within the next 30 days. You can come in this afternoon or call this afternoon, but no later than December 2nd. Get a hold of the district court and make those arrangements for that deferral.
December 2nd, you said?
Yeah, and you can even call or live chat or stop by today if you wanted to. But no
Okay.
later than December 2nd.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's not often that I'm thrown off. What is a live chat in this context? Right? What do you mean he can live chat? Like the court has a live chat AI feature on their website? No. Does she mean speak in person? Oh my God.
30 days to get that
What's
organized.
so I'm looking at all the paperwork right now.
Thurston County District Court.
Okay.
Should be on there.
And that's
Phone
at the
number.
2000 Lake Ridge Drive.
Exactly. And you could live chat on our website. You can call, you can stop in, whatever works for you.
Is there a number associated with that? I can just call. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Blasco.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Let's see, Mr. Elsh, was it? Well, why don't you come on up and we can take care of yours, even though you're early, but
I know Zoom. I've done many Zoom meetings. I'm talking about. She's talking about on their website. They appear to have a fucking live chat feature. Which, first of all, I like in certain situations it works, right? When you can actually get something done without talking to a real person, just chatting through that. Oh, that feels great. I have a funny feeling they're going to be like, we can give you general information regarding the Thurston County District Court. If you need specific information regarding your case, please do not put it in the live chat. Instead, reach out to blah, 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 blah. Thank you.
it's worth it sometimes be early. Hey, all right, so we're talking about a ticket from August 9th of this year, an allegation of neg driving the second degree. And let's see. Yeah, you have a commercial driver's license, so feds don't let me give you a deferral, unfortunately. And so you asked for a contested hearing and you're ready for that today?
I don't really understand what's going on.
Okay.
Because it kind of
You were
sounds like no
given a
matter what
ticket.
happens, I'm guilty.
Well, you were given a ticket
Yeah.
and then a contested hearing is just that. You know, have you looked at the police report?
No, I've
Okay,
not.
you should probably look at that. Wait a second. We can't do this early because you did ask for Trooper Hayes
Yes,
to
I
be
did.
here.
I wanted
So we have
hear.
to wait until Trooper Hayes is, I'm sorry,
Okay,
I
that's
didn't
all good.
realize
It's
that.
all good.
So we'll be back.
Can I see can you print out so I could read what he wrote?
Well,
right? Or
I
how
don't
would
know
do
how
that?
long it is. You could have gotten that anytime before this hearing.
never mind
Is
then.
it very long?
I know what happened. It's all good. Thank you. Well,
We're gonna see. If it's super long, then, but if it's not, then we can just, you could probably hand him that 3 pages of citations, do the whole 3 pages. He's got the citation. Yeah, we'll give you what we have. I haven't looked at anything. We're just gonna hear from the officer.
All right.
All right, let's see. People not here today. Is Leslie Ruiz Marquez present? Nope. It's 2:00. This was set for 1:30. Leslie Ruiz Marquez is not present. It's 2:00.
Are you able to hear me, Your Honor?
No, I'm not asking for Mr. Barnes. I'm looking for Leslie Ruiz Marquez.
All right.
All right. So make a finding of committed, failing to appear with notice. Let's see, Ivan Simonovic, not present at 2:00. Sent notice for 1:30. Make a finding of committed on that matter. Let's see, Robert Stannard. Robert Stannard. Not present. What's going on? Oh, he's at the front counter. We'll wait for him. Let's see. We have Jack Woods. Jack Woods. Not present. Everybody else is in it. Given notice for 1:30. It's
Mr. Woods? Can we get exclamation mark wood in the thank you so much. One of my favorite fucking command.
It's 2 o'clock. Make a plan committed on that. All right, and 2 o'clock. See who's all here. I've got Mr. Fisher, Warner, Wire, Mr. Barnes. Let's see. Carrie. Eric Carey. All right. I think I got everybody here.
Jonathan, can you work on making Miss Carrie a nice and naughty command in the chat at some point? It'll come to us, but let's be on the lookout for that. For Miss K. And then F in the chat for bad wood. Yes. F in the chat for bad wood. Here we go with another round, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. I love it, love it, love it.
So 2 o'clock. We're just at 2. Mr. Lindstrom is here. Let's see, what time is that on for? All right, Mr. Lindstrom, you're on for 2:30, but maybe we can take things early. So folks who are all here for 2 o'clock in the courtroom, let's see, sir, your name in the front row?
Leonard McDonald.
Mr. McDonald.
I'm here for 2:30.
Okay. Let's see what we can do about getting things early. All right, so you've all make sure. Okay, so folks on Zoom and in the courtroom, you've asked for a contested hearing. Unfortunately, you got a ticket. And sir, asking that you weigh the evidence. I find it cannot no other like so, and then also sometimes people ask for contested hearings when they're really just saying, you know, can you just reduce those fines, or let me show you my insurance or my tabs or something along those lines. Can you just reduce the fines? And I can do that as well today. And if that's just what you wanted to do, just let me know. But let's see, just trying to be sure I've got everybody here. And
I skipped ahead. I skipped the spiel again because we heard it already. Hi, Gracie T. Thank you so much for being here.
it's just after 2. So in the courtroom, trying to remember who's in the courtroom. Was it Mr. Wire in the court? Why don't you come on up to the table there? Mr. McDonald is in. All right, so Mr. Wire, this is all about that insurance ticket and the speeding ticket you got from July 20th.
Yep.
And did you have any questions about what we're doing?
Not necessarily. I
today?
do have the insurance. I had insurance at the time.
Oh,
That's right
okay.
here.
If you have insurance at the time, I get to dismiss that. So, and then as to the speeding ticket, did you want to contest that, do a deferral? What did you want to do?
Probably a deferral. I don't believe I have anything else on.
I don't think we scared off Kimberly. She fell and broke her ankle. So she's, it was like 2 days after she first started in here. So no, she's not scared off. She's just healing. And we're glad you're back, Miss Gracie T. We literally were talking about you the other day multiple times. I was like, I don't know where she went. You guys are my family. I love you all. Please make sure you've clocked in for your shift. I would say we're marching forward, although we did take one step backwards for somebody unsubscribed to the channel. So we still need 90 people. This is what I get for paying close attention.
Great. Okay, let's see if we can't grant that. And we sure can. So So let me have a look at your insurance, make sure that was ready to go. All right. There you are. This was, yep. Okay, I'll accept that. And this is your only copy?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hang on to that. I can just make a finding by looking at it. And then, I keep, stay up here.
Sorry.
That's okay. Get your steps in. We're just gonna have you do a deferral. I'm gonna dismiss that insurance ticket altogether because the law lets me do that when you can show, if you just couldn't show it at the time, but you're covered. And then the deferral is only about the speeding ticket. And then I'll have you stop at the front counter and make whatever arrangements there you want to as the financial end. And then good luck and then we'll get it dismissed. That's it.
Have a good one. Appreciate it.
Thanks, too. Did you need to do something? Did I stop? Do you need it? Okay, making sure. And Mr. Fisher, I think you were here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fisher, there you are. Hello.
Hi, Your Honor.
All right. This is a Discover Pass issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you wanted to contest that?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, let's see. So have you had a chance to look at what the law enforcement filed at the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good. All right, let me go look and see what they filed with the court. And okay, this is under penalty from Burton Crow, the law enforcement officer.
What a name for a hawk, Burton Crow.
About August 11th at the Lawrence Lake Public Access Parking on Pleasant Beach Drive. And clearly marked Discover Pass required, he writes, or she. And the register info is taken. Photographs taken, and I don't have any photographs. All right, and so the register owner was cited for not having a pass, a Discover Pass. Let me look at this. All right, so this officer filed the affidavit that said there weren't a Discover Pass visible in an area that needed a Discover Pass. So I'm going to hear from you, Mr. Fisher. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, so what's your side of this?
Your Honor, I have both the Discover Pass and I have the fishing license vehicle access. It had fallen off of my rearview mirror and it was sitting at, you know, what I thought was still plain view. It had just fallen down. They're kind of flimsy.
They're very flimsy.
Right, and I have a rather thick rearview mirror. It has some electronics in there, and it was sitting there. If he would have walked up to the driver's side and looked down, it was still sitting there. But I always have a Discover Pass. I always have a fishing license. Interestingly enough, my best friend I was fishing with is his coworker, another deputy, who saw him and called half jokingly asking if he was good. And he said, "You are, but your friend's not." And he said, "Oh, he's got a license and a Discover Pass." And he says, "I've already written the ticket. He has to go deal with it."
Yeah, they can't just take tickets back once they write them because that would be pretty suspicious. So that Discover Pass that you have, can you hold that up?
Your Honor, I sent an email to your clerk that it just has my license on it, but I did send the clerk today an email with the receipt from July 9th of this year. So it was a little over a month before this incident.
All right, where did you send that? TCDC email or?
The one on the form here. Yeah, I apologize for the late submittal. Yeah, TCDC at co.thurston.wa.us.
I think we found it. All right, what does it say? Okay, that looks like the receipt. August 11, he had it. All right.
That's
So what I
exciting,
see here, I'm
Mr.
going to kind of treat this as a mitigation hearing here. You've got the pass. I see that the information you gave us from the Discover Pass folks, that you had the pass at the time. And so we'll just, I think the law lets me dismiss this, kind of like the insurance ticket when you had it, but you couldn't show it. So I'm just going to dismiss the matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure, that's it. Mr. Fisher, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Thanks. Mr. Barnes, are you there on Zoom?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, are you able to give us a visual, Mr. Barnes?
I'm trying to. I don't know how to work this thing that well.
Start the video.
That work? Okay, here we go.
There you are. Hello.
Hello, thank you.
All right. Sure. So this is about that allegation of neg driving from July 25th. And he asked for a contested hearing. And that's what we're doing today. So did you have a chance to look at whatever law enforcement may have filed? I don't know if they filed anything.
No, ma'am. I'm not understanding what that is.
Okay.
I never got a ticket here in Oregon. I'm from Dallas, Texas. This is my first ticket. I've been here 20 years, so I haven't had a ticket
So you're
before.
in Texas right now.
No, I said I'm from Texas,
Oh.
but this is my first ticket in Oregon in 20 years. I haven't had a ticket in
We're
Oregon.
in Washington, actually, not Oregon.
Yeah, but
We'll
that's why.
it's not the same. Okay, well, let's figure
Right.
this out. So what you've asked for and is a contested hearing, and there might be some options here for you. But were you listening? I don't know if I thought you were there when I was speechifying, but
Yes, ma'am. I heard everything. I'm a criminal justice
okay.
major. So I heard everything.
Yeah, we can't do the deferral. You did a good job in Pierce County and got that dismissed, but I can't grant another one yet. So we're here to contested hearing. So the police report is what I would review, and I hope that folks would look at that before court so you know what I'm looking at. You didn't have a chance to do that?
No, ma'am, because I have an explanation that I don't know what it's like. I don't know what that is because he stated that I was speeding.
Slow down. Maybe I can kind of paraphrase it. So let me see what there is presented. If there's not enough, there's not enough. But then I'll put you under oath.
Okay, before she puts him under oath, again, obviously, this court, you can clean your kitchen in this court. You can wear hats in this court. It's all good. Mikey, welcome. We're having quite a night here. It's fun. But this judge has been very lenient. I'm excited to see that guy who subpoenaed the officer, to see if, first of all, the officer showed up. But traffic laws are confusing.
And we'll take it from there. So, all right. So I'm looking at what we call an electronic citation here from Trooper York. I believe it is. Penalty of perjury was signed off on that same day, July 25th of 2020.
Miss K, do not feel bad. Mikey actually generally exports his comment reading to Creed, so it takes him a little while. He'll see. He sees eventually. But he ain't chopped liver, don't worry.
3. So let me look at this. Okay, so York states that you were both on I-5 southbound near milepost 100 when this began. Speed limit was 70 miles per hour, moderately heavy traffic. Observed you in lane 2 of 3 into lane, observed you changed from lane 2 of 3 into lane 3 of 3. Once there, quickly accelerated. There were no other vehicles in front of you. The officer says changed lanes, got directly behind you, the officer says he was doing 100 in order to catch up, and you were still pulling away. The officer estimated the top speed at approximately 110 in the 70 mile per hour zone in moderately heavy traffic. Then when you met, he states that you said, quote, "There is no way this does 110 on a three-wheeled motorcycle," and admitted to recently buying it, admitted to driving well over the speed limit. So that's what Trooper York signs off on his affidavit. So let me put you under oath and I can hear from you. So raise your right hand if you would, Mr. Barnes. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your side of all this?
So he was exactly right about me driving. I had just got my motorcycle out of the shop. Can you hear me pretty well?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I got my motorcycle out of the shop. I had some issues with my back tire, and I was coming from Seattle back to Oregon. And I don't know if my speedometer was off or whatever the case may be, but it doesn't go that fast, what he was trying to state. So he said I was going like 120 or whatever the case may be. And I'm like,
110, he estimated 110.
yeah, but I'm like, so where's the neglect part, driving at second degree? I wasn't like I don't speed. Like I said before, I don't get tickets. And if I did, I would just go ahead and take the ticket. But I wasn't speeding at all. So I never admitted to me speeding. My speedometer read 73, right around 72, 73. I don't know if it was off. I had just gotten out the shop. It was a brand new motorcycle. It's a three-wheel motorcycle. And it doesn't go over 100 miles an hour. So it wasn't even broken in yet. And like I said before, I mean, I'm in the hiring process for the sheriff department here in Oregon. So if I've done something wrong, I'm gonna admit to it. So I wasn't speeding, like, especially not going 100 miles an hour, and it doesn't go that fast.
So after this ticket, did you maybe go in and say, hey, when I think I'm going 73, how fast does my speedometer tell me? Did you have it checked out? I mean,
well, it was kind of off because I got a new tire on the back. It's a three-wheel, two wheels in the front, one in the back. It's fairly new. So I got some work done on my back tire, and I don't know if it was off. I mean, I got a lot of recalls on it. I barely ride, and like I said before, I was picking it up from the shop, and like when I saw him behind me, I immediately got over. I didn't do anything reckless or neglect anything or to that nature. And
well, right, you're not charged with reckless. Yeah.
Said negligence.
Reckless is a different thing.
Yeah, but we talked and he was pretty nice. And like I carry, and like I said before, like I'm a respectful guy. I'm got a criminal justice degree and master's in criminology. And I'm in the hiring process for the sheriff department now. If I did something wrong, I'm going to admit to it. But he was a little frustrated when he pulled me over. So I don't know if he was having a bad day, but we talked about it. And I said, if I was speeding, sir, I would gladly take the ticket and be done with it. But for him just to be guesstimating on how fast I was going, that's not the correct way of doing things. Because he didn't clock me going.
Let's talk about negligent driving the second degree. What the statute says is I have to find not constitutional. Negligent driving the first degree is a different crime. It's the second degree, that you operate a motor vehicle in a manner that is both negligent and endangered, or is likely to endanger any person or property. And so the allegations here is an estimate by a trooper. Let's see.
Yeah,
and I would need more. So the estimate, know, I hope you don't lose the opportunity down there in Oregon, but I would need more. I was looking back to the affidavit. The trooper needed to give me training and experience within this affidavit for me to accept the estimation because there isn't a speed measuring device. But I gotta tell you, I believe a motorcycle, having been on three-wheel motorcycles, can go pretty darn fast. But I don't have the experience and training detailed here by the officer to help me understand that he is in fact trained to estimate speed. So I can't accept that estimate. But I gotta tell you, just be careful because I don't want, that's kind of things that get you dead. So don't do that. All right. So I find what I'm saying here is I don't have sufficient evidence to find you guilty of the neg 2. So not guilty, committed the neg 2. So that ends the hearing. It's not committed. Just be careful.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. That's
All
it
right.
for today.
All right.
All right. So long. Mr. Carey, Derek Carey, are you there? Derek Carey. Derek Carey, are you there? Need to unmute.
My name is Douglas Lamb.
Nope, I'm looking for Derek Carey and he's a cell here and he's not responding. So Melissa Warner, you were there. Let's take your case. Melissa Warner, unmute and join us. What's going on with everybody today? Ah, well. All right.
Hello, Your Honor. Hello.
Ms. Warner, there you are.
Hi.
So I see that you wanted a continuance.
Well, I'm not sure if I need one for certain. I have a case in Lewis County that I'm going to be, that my court case is on the 7th.
Okay.
And I was seeking a deferral, I believe is what I was going to ask for, because I think that I'm guilty no matter what, because I did hit the person on the bicycle. But I don't want to just cancel, like get the deferment and then go to court for that. And then wouldn't that just cancel the deferral?
Well, no, it's after the day you enter the deferral. You have to be good after the day you enter the deferral going forward. And if you're worried about Lewis County, that happened before.
So it doesn't matter.
So it's after today.
Okay, so if I have court on the 7th and I'm found guilty, then would that?
It would not cause the deferral to be revoked. No, you would still have the deferral.
Okay, then I guess I can do this today.
Okay, so, all right, so Ms. Warner, you're on Zoom. So what I'm going to have you do is get a hold of the district court. Actually, it might work out for you, but no later than December 2nd, you get here into the district court, either come in, call, live chat on our website and arrange that deferral.
Oh, I can't do it over this call?
I can't do it for you. I can't take your money. I can't do it. No. So can't do it. You can call back. You can call the district court clerks who are sitting in the office waiting and give them a call and can organize your deferral that way. But I can't do it on Zoom while I'm in the midst of many, many hearings here.
Oh, I thought,
yeah.
Okay. So this is just if I was contesting it. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah. If you wanted to.
And if I contest it, can I still defer it or not?
No, we get that figured out first so that I don't make any findings that you did anything wrong. I don't look at the police report. I don't do any of that. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do a deferral today? Do you want to get it? You ask for a continuance. We could set it after Lewis County, whatever you want to do.
Could I do that so that I can just figure this? I haven't had a chance to even view it online, the documents, or the laws.
Yeah, you really should look at things. So we've got a mailing address in Onalaska, 300 Brim Road.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll mail you notice in the next court date and you take it from there. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Sure. All right. So long.
Bye.
Mr. Stannard, there you are. Why don't you come on up to the table there? I was looking for you. So Mr. Stannard,
do we think the judge
for
yesterday
a
would have done that?
mitigation hearings all about that insurance? kid and something from April, the failing to stop. I don't, and were you able to get the insurance or?
Yes, I
show?
was, but I haven't I haven't been able to forward a copy to you because the building here won't let me.
Do you have
get
it on your
online.
phone?
I have pictures of it online.
Well, let's
On
have a
phone.
look. Did you have it at the time?
No,
Okay, so you got it afterwards
no,
though.
I got this yesterday.
Perfect, just in time.
So
You can just get me to it. As big as you can. All right.
that shows the bus policy and then this one.
Okay,
So there's
that's what
paper.
I need to. Hello, Robert. And you are good until, perfect. Okay, stay right here and we'll deal with all this together. So, all right, so let's see what we can do. Just wondering if you can do it. Were you interested in the deferral?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that now that you've got the insurance. So we'll just defer the whole thing. And we're gonna give you a form
Okay.
and then you can stop at the front counter and make the arrangements there.
Okay,
And then
super.
drive well for 6 months, we'll get it dismissed.
All right.
All right. Oh, Mr. Stannard, it's at 130 STANNARD. And so my clerk will give you that form and great. I'm glad you got that taken care of.
So I had to rob Peter to pay for it.
I know it's
I'll give
awfully
you back.
expensive. They'll keep track of you. Just as, yeah. Let's see, do we have Mr. Tariq Ansari? Tariq Ansari, not appearing. Should I keep going or not? Should I wait? I can wait. Okay, just calling the 2 o'clock calendar and making sure we can clean that up. All right, Tariq Ansari is not present. What's the deal there? Huh. So it's found committed on the 27th. Can you help me? Look at that docket. 2 o'clock, number 1. Figure out what's going on there. Doesn't make sense to me. But you guys have all those shorthand things. On the 20th. October.
My pen's gone too.
October 27. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. And we gave notice 2 days ago. We're gonna resend notice. That's not good enough. Did we hand a notice on the 27th? Submitted show cause, handed notice for today at 2 o'clock and it's 2:30. All right, well, on that, the Ansari matter finds committed by default. Dora Hamilton's not present. Look at that. Handed notice of the hearing back in August to be here today at 2. It's 2:30. Make a finding committed on Hamilton. Jallo. Let's see. Salu Jallo, not present. 2 o'clock calendar. And a notice of the hearing for today as well. It's 2:30, so I find committed. See, Mr. Carey, are you there yet? Derek Carey. You need to unmute.
Yes.
Derek Carey. Derek Carey. Need to unmute, Mr. Carey.
Yeah.
Ah, we finally got you. Can you give us a visual?
I know,
Start
Mike.
the
I gotta
video?
post tonight.
Yes, Your
I'm
Honor, I'm
sad to look
trying.
at my
My
vacation
internet's
photo.
Okay.
pressed the
Are you having a little bit of
button
difficulty there, Mr.
couple
Carey?
times. Your Honor, just yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're not able to get, there you are. All right, we've got Mr. Carey now. Okay, so Mr. Carey, I'm just gonna see who all else is here. Were you here earlier for kind of the discussion about deferrals and so forth? Now your screen is frozen.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, now that I made you do the video, maybe it's better just to go audio because then your bandwidth will help with the audio. I think you're freezing up. So maybe if you turn off the video, maybe we can communicate better. Sometimes Zoom doesn't work so well. All right, how's that, Mr. Carey?
Oh, I think that's better, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, Mr. Carey. We'll muddle through and see what July 29th.
I'm pretty sure if somebody hits exclamation mark links or maybe Boobs does it. There it is. Linktree. Oh, OF. That's right. Yeah, it's real.
And were you interested in the deferral? Looks like you'd qualify for me to grant you that.
I was gonna ask for defensive driving if I can, Your Honor.
Well, we actually, it's even better. We don't have anyone do any course in particular. It's 6 months of good driving and a $150 fee.
Okay, yes, my Honor.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll take that.
Okay, so Mr. Carey, then I just need you to recontact the district court. You can call, you can stop in, you can go live chat on our website sometime before December 2nd. You could do it today if you wanted to, but no later than December 2nd to organize that deferral, all right? You've got
Yes,
the information on the notice there of how to contact the court. You have any questions?
No, Honor.
Okay,
No,
so
Your
just
Honor.
contact my clerks and take care of it from there. Have a good day.
You just,
All right, and Giona Lowry, is Giona Lowry present? 2 o'clock, trying to finish up this 2 o'clock calendar. Let's see. And we sent notice in August for today, at 2 o'clock, it's 2:30, make a finding committed on the Lowry matter. Hayden Morgan, not in the courtroom, not on Zoom. And we sent notice in September. And for 2 o'clock, and it's 2:30, make a finding committed on that. We're up to 2:30 now, and let's see. Who do we have here? Do we have Eugene Billmeyer?
yes, ma'am.
Well, just hang on there. I'm just trying to figure out who's all here, but thanks. See, Eric Dench, Doench, not yet. I see Mr. Lamb, Mr.
What do you
Landy,
mean
Mr.
multitasking? I
Lindstrom.
just posted on only, OF. And yeah, it is naked. That is sort of the point. But we have a lot of body positivity around here and no kink shaming, so of course you should have known that it was real.
McDonald is
Mr.
here in the
Lamb's here.
courtroom. And let's see, Brandon Sutton. Do I have Brandon Sutton? Nope. Aiden Vasquez? Nope. Mr. Welch is here. And is that Trooper Hayes? Are you here on Mr. Welch's matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so maybe we can get you on there. Shane Weller. You're here. Okay, so we got our 2:30 people here. Okay, Mr. Welch, why don't you come on up to the table there and we'll try again.
All right.
And Trooper, if you could, there you are. All right, so we're here about that, and we gave you a copy of the information that you're welcome that was filed. And when you have this, the officer.
Why, thank you, Miss Carrie. And honestly, I know it's not for everybody, but YouTube Daddy demonetized me like 3 months ago, and so this has been, I'm diversifying. You know how it goes. Um, I have thousands and thousands of naked pictures of myself. I like having that. That's my own personal collection, and that's mostly part of what I've posted, plus new stuff. But I'm gonna have them anyway. So for me, we're deep down the feminist line because I don't really care. Oh, and yeah, my face is in them too. Some of them. I mean, yeah, I'm not in any shame. Yeah, I get why people don't want to do it, but yeah, it's not a concern for me.
Or subpoenaed, I don't look at the police report. We just listen to the officer and to you. And so this is all about an allegation that you're driving the second degree from August 9th. And I'm gonna put the trooper under oath, hear all that, and then I'll turn to you.
All right.
Okay, so Trooper Hayes, if you could raise your right hand with me. You swear affirm the information you'll give the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, whoops, we lost you.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Sorry
you're
about
back. All right, so I'm looking at RCW 46525 and Trooper, and I will give you an opportunity to ask questions after I ask
Thank you.
questions too. So Trooper Hayes, maybe you can give me your training experience in the arena of traffic patrol and NEG 2.
Yes, Your Honor. Washington State Trooper was trained at the Washington State Patrol Academy in Shelton with I guess, Trooper Basic Class 108. And that was, so I've got about 6 years of experience. And during that time, my primary duties have been traffic enforcement. So I received approximately 9 months of training total at our State Patrol Academy, and then 6 years of, experience being assigned to traffic enforcement primarily.
All right, maybe you can tell me about what it is that brought you in touch with Mr. Welsh on August 9th.
Yes, Your Honor. So August 9th, I was conducting uniform patrol of my assigned area within Thurston County. I was patrolling eastbound on Tumwater Boulevard, approaching the roundabout with New Market Street. I observed a subject vehicle, which was a commercial vehicle. It was in lane 1 of 2, just east of the roundabout. Something that brought my attention to it is I observed a white SUV go around it at a high rate. And then I observed the commercial vehicle rapidly accelerate, follow this SUV at approximately 10 feet, perform a lane change to continue following this SUV. And this SUV made a turn on Clearwater Drive, which has like a concrete barrier there to kind of control traffic. So this SUV performs a U-turn there, attempting to get away from this commercial vehicle. The commercial vehicle drives over the concrete barrier, nearly hits this vehicle, and ends up blocking traffic for westbound Tumwater Boulevard. By the time I turned on my lights and got everything stopped.
Let me ask you, before you go further, let me ask a couple of questions, clarify. So you say a commercial vehicle, what does that mean?
So we're talking a semi truck with a trailer. If I remember right, it was a box truck type.
Okay, and then you were saying,
Miss Carrie, that's something I'm working on all platforms that I'm on. I'm not really great at marketing myself, like pimping myself out, excuse the phrase, on different like Discords. Even I just post on my own. I probably should, but I don't. some random people could find my OnlyFans. I mean, at this point, it feels like it's word of mouth, which seems like the least best way to do it. However, like I said, diversification. I've been very consistent on this platform in posting or being live pretty much every day. So the whole, yeah, and I've spoken with some people that have successful OnlyFans accounts, and it does take time. It helps if you have a different platform. Again, I don't push it in the same ways that I could or probably should, but that's on the to-do list. Honestly, I've really wanted to get this channel remonetized again because like 85% of my audience is female, so they probably aren't into the OnlyFans things as much. And so I really want to hit 500 on this account, and then I'm gonna flip over and focus a little bit on that as well. We'll see. But like I said, I enjoy it. I personally already take these photos for myself and fun. So it's true. It's like not like glorified pictures. It's like my personal collection of pictures that I like to look at of myself because I'm hot.
Saying rapidly accelerate, what does that mean? What was the speed limit there? What did you think?
So it's a 35 mile per hour zone. And just, I didn't get a speed estimate off of it, but just the driving was, I mean, it seemed like this truck was attempting to stop this SUV and was, weaving through traffic, following too close and then attempting to cut it off. Just, I mean, driving, in my opinion, in completely inappropriate way.
Okay, so
putting it,
weaving through traffic. Can you describe that?
So this, commercial vehicle started off in the right lane. It performed a lane change to get around traffic to continue following this SUV, and then attempting to perform a U-turn in an area where that truck would not be able to perform it, driving over concrete dividers between eastbound and westbound lanes.
Okay, and so that's when westbound traffic was blocked by the semi-truck?
Yes.
Was the semi-truck stuck there or just momentarily blocking traffic?
Just momentarily. So the SUV that I initially saw that performed that U-turn in what appeared to be trying to get away from this truck was able to make that U-turn, but because this commercial vehicle does not have a turning radius that would allow it to do that, I turned on my lights and it continued on to Clearwater Drive instead of making that U-turn back onto Clearwater Boulevard.
And you mentioned that over the concrete barrier. Can you describe the concrete barrier?
Yes. So there is it's basically a yellow painted curb that comes into the median for a left turn lane or a U-turn at Clearwater. And there's, concrete, I guess a concrete divider that makes it so that it's only accessible for eastbound traffic and not westbound traffic. So there, most of Tumwater Boulevard has a large, either a grass median or that concrete yellow, concrete, divider, curb divider. And so this commercial vehicle essentially had to drive over this concrete divider while it was attempting to make this turn.
And it divides what from what?
So the specific spot where he drove over, it divides the left turn lane for eastbound Tumwater Boulevard. So eastbound Tumwater Boulevard, left turn to Clearwater, and then the westbound of Tumwater Boulevard.
Sorry. Cumwater Boulevard. You got Cumwater Boulevard here that goes into Clearwater Boulevard. Is that what he's saying? Cumwater Boulevard. Why does my fucking brain just hear the dirtiest shit every fucking... Yeah. You want Tim's. I only have a little tiny bit. I'm sorry. Please. Fill up again. Oh, if I was a wizard. Coffee.
So, and then also sometimes people ask for contested hearings when they're really just saying, you know.
Oh, we fucked up there. That went way back. Hold on though. Here's the thing, guys, right? When we're talking about roundabouts, actually, can somebody just go back and look where we were? I feel like the trooper was still talking maybe just before this guy started talking. Did the trooper already talk? No, 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 no. Yes, he did. Okay. So I bet we're like here. But before we go to that, there is statistics regarding roundabouts. So how it generally works is that if you install a roundabout in place of either a traffic stop signal or traffic trooper wasn't done. Okay, we'll go back. Traffic stop symbol or a four-way stop. Initially, you are going to have an increase in accidents at that location for 2 years. After approximately 2 years, it will result in a dramatic decrease in the previous numbers of accidents that were there. So that's basically it. Krispy Kreme donuts, we do not have those here. They exist on the mainland. Children sometimes sell them in front of other grocery stores as like fundraisers, but the boxes are like $30 for 12 donuts, which I find offensive. Iowa's here. Hi, Iowa. Welcome. But yeah. So like I was saying, traffic mitigation circles, that's what they can also be called. Traffic mitigation circles or roundabouts eventually will decrease the traffic incidents there. But again, it will be preceded by a 2-year increase in incidents. I've read the studies. Anyways, did anybody dip back and see where we were? Or are we just gonna like let this porn stashed guy talk here? Yeah, we're just gonna let it happen.
Or that concrete yellow, concrete, divider, curb divider. And so this commercial vehicle essentially had to drive over this concrete divider while it was attempting to make this turn.
And it divides.
Miss Carrie, I love it. The red, and I love the description. That makes total sense to me. At the end of Doug's box. God, when things get to the end of my box, I'm a happy girl.
Moderate traffic. And it's kind of a commercial, commercial residential 35-mile-an-hour zone with, businesses and the port of Olympia right there. So the airport.
Okay. All right. Let me ask Mr. Welch, you have any questions of the trooper?
Not yet. I wanted to say my piece first. Can I do it afterwards?
Now's the
No?
time to
Okay.
ask the trooper
Why,
question.
when you seen that guy go over the roundabout and then hit the medium curb and drive up, why didn't you turn on your lights then? Why did you let that guy causing an accident do that and not turn on your lights until after we came to a stop? Then you turn on your lights?
Let him answer the question.
Okay, so happy to answer that question. Initially, when I saw both vehicles, obviously there was, something going on that drew my attention to it. Both were not driving good. And initially I had intended to stop the SUV, but while I was trying to get, you know, to put my patrol car in an area to stop the vehicle, the that commercial vehicle was driving so dangerously that I felt that I had to stop that driving behavior right now. So it quickly became what I felt was the most dangerous vehicle at that time.
Any other questions of the trooper?
Why, when you turned on your lights and that guy took off like a bat out of hell next to you, why didn't you chase him down instead of giving me a ticket because I can't get out of there?
So the reason I stopped your driving specifically is because at that time it was the most dangerous thing to the rest of the motoring public. And because I have to focus on your driving behavior, I'm not able to stop that other vehicle. Certainly, if you had not driven the manner
Where Williams, just in case it goes back, but or maybe L. Also, hi, Michelle Moreland. Thank you for being here. What'd you have for dinner? Did you like what you had for dinner? Oh, Mikey, what did you have for dinner? And Iowa, what did you have for dinner? Did you post a picture of it? I love your pictures of dinner. They're always delicious looking. That was horrible testimony that he just elicited with his what he thought was a mic drop question, right? I don't know that the cop could have said a more perfect answer for his case, which is, you were the most dangerous car on the road at that time. I had to stop you. Like, that's almost unequivocal. Bought 2 pizzas for your fucking single self, Mike. Don't feel bad about it, okay? Miss Carrie says she paid for Mikey's dinner and he still didn't say hi. Mikey, you better say hi to Miss Carrie. Oh, do you guys think we should get the oh yeah sound back for when I get monetized again? That'll be fun. Who's never had ramen noodles? What a humble brag about how rich you are. I've survived on ramen noodles before.
in the manner that you had driven, I would have happily stopped that SUV, which is what I had intended to do originally. But your driving became so dangerous, I had no choice but to stop the driving behavior.
Any other questions?
No, I'm done.
Okay. Anything else, Trooper, before I turn to Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Welch, want to raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, tell me your side of this.
All right. So I go through, I'm a commercial driver. I have a tractor trailer and I go through roundabouts all the time. As a matter of fact, this particular roundabout, I go through 4 times a week. So the way I do it, because of the swing of the trailer, I'm in the right-hand lane coming up to the thing. I slow way down. I let all the traffic pass me. I turn on my turn signal and then I cradle between the 2 lanes. That way, when I go through the roundabout, I'm taking up the whole roundabout, yes. And the reason I do that is because of the swing of the trailer. And because of the swing of the trailer, I spend a lot of time in my rear view mirror making sure that that trailer is where I want it to be going through there. And this particular time, I don't know how many times I've been through roundabouts. I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. This guy drove up between it's about a 3-foot tall area where there's plants, and then there's like a brick area, and then the road.
Soft swinging indeed, Mikey. And, oftentimes when people aren't comfortable at their home, the swinging occurs in parks and recreational facilities. I'm just joking. Also, if you guys ever go to, hi Melanie, if you go to the grocery store and you see mama noodles, they're delicious. And those are my favorite kind of noodles. And they come with like a little seasoning pack and an oil pack that has like delicious oil in it. They're great fried up. I don't like them as soup that much, but I like to like cook them and then fry them up in the frying pan or the wok. A commercial driver engaged in commerce, yeah, even and the weird laugh that he has. Not everyone can host, Mikey. You're right. You're right. Not everyone can. Not even everyone can participate. I mean, you guys are hilarious to me. I love it. 440 years of my life. Mayor, I just love the no references. Oh, I've eaten ramen dry, but I admitted this the other day and I'm embarrassed to admit it again, but just the seasoning packages, not the noodles. Is that Simon J? It is. How are you doing? Are you recovering from surgery? Please let us know how you're doing. I don't, I used to put it in with the noodles and eat them, but now, oh, it's a bad addiction. I have a salt addiction. It's okay.
And he went up onto that brick area trying to pass me or something. Now I'm in the middle of the roundabout, so he's right next to my trailer, and I'm coming over into the left-hand lane so that I can get my trailer over. And so I'm going, so now and he jumps up onto the curb, there's the medium there. Now it has plants and bark and all that. And so I'm looking at me, I can't believe this guy. So then, but now as soon as my rear tires pass the curb on the right-hand lane, I'm able to dive over and get out of everybody's way. I do this all the time. That's what I do to make sure that everybody's, and this guy drives up the side of me. I'm driving along now. I'm not paying attention to him anymore. I do this all the time. It wasn't like, I did anything wrong. And all of a sudden, it was like a bomb went off in my truck. My heart just exploded through my chest. I don't know how or what. He hit my door, and it was like, and my head was in a drum, but I wasn't expecting it. And it literally, it scared the crap out of me. And my adrenaline went through the roof. I admit that. Yes, absolutely. And I looked down, and here's this guy looking up at me, flipping me off. And I said, pull over. And he laughs, and he gets into he's on the left-hand lane, he gets into the turn lane. So I'm fine. So I get over in the turn lane because there's no way that he could have pulled over on that particular road. It goes road and sidewalk. There's nowhere to pull over. So I'm thinking he's turning down this street so I can look at my door and see what damage he did. We're going around the corner, and as soon as he got where his vehicle is basically in the sidewalk, he stops. And so I have no choice, but I have to stop now. And like 30, 50 feet away, the line of cars coming, and they all stop because they're wondering what's going on. I can't go anywhere. Yes, I did jump that curb because it's a sharp turn right there for me. It's not designed to go down that narrow of a road. And then the Officer Hayes turns on his lights. And as soon as he turns on his lights, the guy does a U-ey, flips me off, and takes off down the road. So I pull on forward just to get out of the road and pull over right there. And then he writes me a ticket because I made a left-hand turn. I'm the victim here. You should have went after that guy trying to cause an accident. I don't know what that guy was thinking, but I got the ticket.
So how long, you've been doing this a while? How long you been driving a truck like that?
I've had my license for 10 years, roughly.
Long time.
Long time.
And 4 times a week you are in
I go
this
through
area.
that particular one.
Okay.
And stop, and they do it the exact same way every single time. You kind of have to. And I'm not the only truck driver that does that. We all kind of do that so that because of the swing of the trailer, you know?
Mhm.
And again, I slow down. I give everybody the opportunity to get out of there. It's not like I just pull over because the way that he mentioned, it sounds like I'm just riding in the center of both lanes for no purpose. No, the purpose is so I don't hit anything going through that roundabout, but I give everybody the opportunity to get past me. And I don't know, I honestly don't know where that guy came from. I don't know if he came from the other side of the roundabout, you know, making a turn there or whatever. But the street that he's talking about, the curb he's talking about, is this tall and it's this wide. It's just a concrete stretch of, I'm gonna guess 30 feet long. Well, my truck ain't gonna make that turn, you know what I mean? But I was just pulling over because to look at my door. And so I get out of my truck and I'm looking at my door and no, initially I didn't see anything, but there is a little dent in it. I don't know what he hit my door with. It literally sounded like a bomb going off in my truck.
This guy has not stopped talking. Oh my God. Crystal, thank you for being here. We're sending you good thoughts as well. Miss Donna has some good news, so happy to hear about that too. Simon out of surgery, glad to hear that. Miss Carrie, horny as fuck, love to hear that too. I'm just joking. Although maybe. I don't think T-Rex is here, Denali Mike, but that's a good question. Like, what would the resident truck driver say about this case? I mean, he sounds like he's doing something wrong to begin with, but I don't know. I don't know.
I scared the living daylights out of me. And then he drove off. He don't even remember anything about it. He's probably sitting at home right now. I mean, yeah,
Well, there's
here we are.
one trooper and two vehicles, so trooper has to make a choice. I understand that's.
I
what his
get
choice
that, but
was. Yeah.
why didn't he turn on his lights when he, and I asked him, I go, did you not see him going through the roundabout when he did? He goes, yeah, I seen him. I was gonna give him a ticket for that. And I go, well, did you see him go over the median? Yeah, I see him do that. I said, did you see him race up the side of my truck and hit my truck? No, I didn't see that. Well, why would I all of a sudden want to get over in the
Miss Carrie, I'll give you a warning. I'll tell a very inappropriate story, but you should probably exit the room first. You have a 3-minute warning till I tell a very funny story.
in the far left-hand lane and make a turn behind this guy? Something happened. And what happened was this guy hit my truck. And no, there was like a little tiny dent. I don't know what he hit it with. He had to have thrown something at
So
it.
were you continuing on in wherever you were going, or you changed direction to?
I
find
changed
the-
directions
okay.
because he was supposed to, I assumed he was pulling over so that we could look at my door
Okay.
I didn't know that he was going to stop in the middle of the intersection, you know, in the middle of the crosswalk there. He just barely, because it's 2-lane, he just barely got over those 2 lanes and then stopped. And then, so I'm turning and I'm stuck now. There's nothing I could do. I can't back up. I'm stuck right there. And then the officer, which I didn't even know was even out there, all of a sudden I see in my mirror, the lights are flashing. Oh, great. And then he does a U-turn, takes off.
So did you do a UE?
He did a UE.
No,
I wasn't
you
doing
did.
UE. I was turning going down that street. I can't do a UE on a 2-lane road. There's no way. I was just making a left-hand turn because I thought we were pulling over so I could see what dent was in my door and exchange information. But that's not what happened.
And all right. So the testimony I heard 35-mile-per-hour zone, accelerating.
Yeah, my truck don't
rapidly,
accelerate
just slow down,
fast.
weaving through traffic. Talk to me about all that.
I don't know what, there was no traffic. I had plenty of room to pull over and to get into the left-hand lane. And as soon as you get over the left-hand lane, you can automatically get into the turn lane because there's no one there. And then the cars coming towards us were way down there. Matter of fact, when I stopped and they stopped, they had to have been at least 30 feet away from us. I mean, it wasn't like they slammed on their brakes or smoking tires or anything. They had plenty of time to stop.
They being the SUV.
No,
No.
them being the oncoming traffic, because I was stuck. I had crossed the road. And I didn't expect this guy to stop there.
Mhm.
And I had one of two choices, either stop or I gotta push him. Well, I'm not gonna push him, so I stopped, right? And then the oncoming traffic, they see me, and of course, they have plenty of time to stop. They had 30, 30, maybe even 50 feet, but at least 30 feet between my truck and where they stopped. And it wasn't like they slammed on their brakes or,
Okay, so we will tell this story quickly. I think we're safe now, Miss Carrie. I'll say it quietly anyway. It's an embarrassing story for me, regardless. But Jody, also glad to see that you're here. We've missed you too. Okay, here we go. Wow, I timed that 3 minutes pretty good on my own. Anyways, the story goes like this. I was recently divorced or separated because it took a long time to get divorced. I was recently separated and sharing my young daughter at the time between my place and her dad's place. And I got a phone call, or no, I think it was a text message asking asking why there was an accompanying photo of a pink jeweled butt plug, asking why this might be in my daughter's backpack that we had just traded off. And of course, I didn't put it there. And I had to wonder, why, I said, well, it's got a pink jewel in it. I'm sure she just thought it was a princess thing. Could you give that back? And he was so mad that I asked for it back. Let's just say that. Also, of course, I wash my toys all the time after we use them. So, but yeah, that that is a true story. And I did not get that back. But so just so you know, like kids say and do the darndest things sometimes, don't they? I did not get it back. I had to buy new ones.
Right. And do you remember what the traffic was like from your perspective?
it was fairly light, for that time of day. I'm not saying there was nobody there.
What do you mean for free, Mikey? Like you got you had a huge boxes in your garage? Why is it past tense? That makes me sad. I still have huge boxes of toys.
When I slowed down, if I remember correctly, there was maybe 6 cars went by me, to give you an idea, before I moved over into the center lane. So, not no one, but it wasn't heavy traffic. It wasn't like, I-5 at a traffic jam. It was, yeah. And the cars that came towards me and on the oncoming and stopped, there was only 4. So to give you an idea of how much traffic there was.
So
and it was a sunny day. It was the middle of the afternoon, nice warm sunny day. There was no.
If I have any other questions, I'm just looking at our Civia 4661-525.
Courtney, that's hilarious. I've definitely told the living room dildo story before, where there was the living room. There was a crazy night. I left to go to a baby. I've definitely told this story when I went to the baby shower and then came back after my ex's sister had visited him, and I was like, "Where were you guys hanging out?" He's like, "Right here." I was like, right here, just right here." Like, yeah, I was like, right beside that big purple dildo right there. He's just like, I think they took pictures. I was like, I bet they did. It's pretty big. But that's fun that you got to review those and do lots of giveaways. I don't tend to give away my sex toys. I sell them used sometimes for really kinky perverts.
As to what negligent means, the failure to exercise ordinary care, doing of some act that is a reasonably careful person would not do under the same or similar circumstances, or the failure to do something that a reasonably careful person would do under the same or similar circumstances. That's what negligent is. So I'm just reviewing what I've heard here and reviewing the laws it fits. All right. So on Tumwater Boulevard, before you made that turn, so when was it that the SUV became a problem to you on Tumwater Boulevard when he turned?
I just noticed it going through the roundabout and hitting and driving over the island. That had nothing to do with me. What affected me was when he hit my truck.
And that was not on Tumwater Boulevard, or was it on Tumwater Boulevard?
I think that's Tumwater Boulevard. I don't really know the name of the street, but that's the name. Yeah, it's the same one at the roundabout. As soon as I went through the roundabout, and my trailer was still in the right-hand lane, the back end of it, and I spun around and I swooped on over, so my truck was in the right-hand lane. I'm driving down the road, my day, going down looking for my next light that I got to turn right on. As far as traffic was concerned, I quit looking in the mirror because I had done everything. Everything was clear. I'm good to go. Just drive down the road. And then all this, and that was probably part of it, is if I would have seen this guy racing up on me, and I'm saying he had to be racing up because I was doing 35. And when he hit that door, that big door was like it's like a bomb. It literally sounded like a bomb, but at least a drum. He hit it hard, and it just.
And this was after the roundabout?
Yes, this was after the roundabout. I'm just driving down the road now, minding my own business, and all of a sudden, this guy hits my door. And again, I can't see the door. I'm driving, right? So I'm trying to pull, and he flips me off. He's doing this through a sunroof, right? Flipping me off. I'm like, pull over. And so he gets in the left-hand turn lane to make the turn down that road. So I followed over there, and then we're going through the.
Was there any traffic in front of you that you had to get around?
No.
Guys,
nobody was in
how
front
many
of you.
actually sold panties? Because I know the internet would have us believe that people will pay lots of money for your used panties, but I'm just going to be the bearer of bad news here. The people that will pay lots of money for your panties want you to do some nasty shit in your panties, okay? They want you to wear them for like 10 days straight. It's disgusting. Believe me. Believe me.
Between you and the white SUV.
No, because I had already let everybody go by me, right? Before I went through that roundabout. And as a semi, I kind of drove through that roundabout kind of slow. There was nobody in front of me.
So do you think he accelerated to catch up to him or not?
No.
Okay.
No. All I did was when I seen him, I said, pull over, and he got in the left-hand lane, and then I got in the left-hand lane, and then I got in the turn lane, and I followed him through the turn. And then again, as soon as he got on the other side of that, just off the road in the crosswalk, he stopped. And I'm stuck.
And then what happened after you were stuck?
So, as soon as I stopped, Officer Hayes turned on his lights. As soon as he turned on his lights, the guy flipped a U-ey on that other street. I don't know the name of it. Turned to the right on the other road with the roundabout and took off. And then, so then he was gone. And so I pulled forward and pulled over. I didn't do anything crazy. I just pulled off the road and I pulled over into an area which there's really no good place to pull over there. There's sidewalks everywhere there, but I pulled over the best I could to get out of the main flow of traffic. And then Officer Hayes.
So then you met. All
Yep.
right. So
Please note, I wasn't kink shaming. I was passing on some knowledge to people that may find themselves doing that. That isn't kink shaming. I don't have any problem with people doing that, people providing it, all those things. But there's a reason people are paying $100. Oh God, the stories I could tell.
all right. Trying to see if I have any other questions here. So anything else, Officer Hayes, from what we've heard here?
No, nothing else. I mean, don't get me wrong, that other vehicle, the SUV, that was certainly not appropriate driving behavior. And if if Mr. Welsh had not driven the way he had driven, I would much rather have contacted that SUV. But the way he was driving after that SUV, I had to stop it immediately, because it was not safe. So.
So, Mr. Welsh, then, and Trooper Hayes, from all.
Yeah, Miss Kate, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It might be inappropriate. Courtney, yes, Love Ants is a good brand. I've literally worked through a few of those ones, like ran them out. Let's keep watching, shall we? Those are too funny. Too funny.
All this information, I'm thinking I'm not going to find this committed. I do see what the trooper was doing. He's the only one there, and what he's seeing and understanding from driving patterns. But I don't find by a preponderance negligent driving, which is a pretty high standard. And I appreciate that the officer did intervene. And I don't think you can hold it against him for dealing with you, not being able to deal with both of you, obviously. There's only one of him, but the standard for negligent driving is pretty high, and I don't find that that's been met to a preponderance. So this is found not committed, Mr. Welsh, and that's it for today.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Hayes, or Trooper Hayes, for taking your time today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I'm a commercial truck driver and I have to give this to my employer,
What
is
do
there
you
anything that I could get that says that I was not
We're reporting it directly electronically to DOL that it's not committed. And
to
so,
them? Okay, so
yeah,
they'll get it.
they'll get it.
Okay, thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Bill Meyer, why don't you come on up? And then let's talk to all the people who've gathered here. Eric Dench, did Eric Dench appear? Dench? Eric Dench. Nope. All right, I can find him committed there. He was notified for 2:30. It's after 3. Dench is done. Brandon Sutton, did Brandon Sutton appear? No. Okay. And Brandon Sutton was given notice for 2:30 and it's after 3. He's not present. Checking on notice. I think a finding of committed on the Sutton matter for failure to appear. Aiden Vasquez, Aiden Vasquez appear. Aiden Vasquez, not present. Notice to be here at 2:30. It's after 3. So that's found committed for failure to appear. Okay. All right, so Mr. Billmeyer, we're here, and so many other people. Mr. Lamb, Mr. Landy, Mr. Lindstrom, Mr. McDonald, Mr. Weller. Who else do I have? All those folks are here for contested hearings. Do I have, I think I've got some other folks here for mitigated hearings. Mr. Nguyen. Let's see. That's it. So folks who are here for contested hearings, you've just seen one. Without the officer, if you wanted the officer here, is up to you to have that officer subpoenaed. Otherwise, the law says then I just look at the police report. If it's under penalty of perjury, I consider that, put you under oath, consider what you have to say about it, and make a decision as to whether the facts support that you have violated the law or not. And if I find that the facts support it, then you have to pay the fine. If I find they didn't, then you don't. But each of you may qualify, a lot of you qualify for something called a deferral, which allows the court to dismiss this infraction altogether in 6 months. What it requires is good driving for 6 months and a $150 fee, and you have time to pay that. And you don't come back to court after 6 months. My clerks see that you paid in full and that you didn't get any other tickets, and then we dismiss it. And that's available if you don't have a commercial driver's license. Federal law won't let me grant that. And if you haven't had one in the last 7 years, I'm limited by the state laws to once every 7 years. But other than that, it looks like I could grant deferrals pretty readily here if you're interested. So I always want you to understand that that's an option as well. And sometimes people ask for contested hearings too. And they're really like, can you just lower that fine? I actually did that, but can you just lower the fine? And I can do that today as well. So that's what I'm asking when I start out, Mr. Billmeyer. Do you know which direction you want to go today? Do you have any questions about your options?
Yeah. I'm gonna admit to the seatbelt ticket.
Okay.
I'd like to lower that because I've been out without work for 3.5 months and I just started.
Oh,
But
good.
the no driver's license, that's what I'm contesting.
Yeah, I'm looking at that myself. It looks like it was issued January of 2023.
Yeah,
This
and
was
then
August.
I got, so.
Yeah. So let me put you under oath real quick and see before you even say anything. But the seatbelt ticket, we can get that reduced. But let me put you under oath and hear a little bit more about your licensing. So you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
First, let me look at what the police report is saying, if anything, about that issue, and see if you even have to say anything. So, and I'm also looking to the abstracted driving record, which is our connection to
I
Department
have
of licensing.
that as well.
Yeah. Do you have something from DOL
Yep,
then?
I
A letter
actually
or
do.
something? Okay,
So,
from that kind of details that August 18th timeframe?
this is gonna go from September 2011 to November 22. The fact that I was working at the Redwood Casino a while ago and I had to have one for the position, so I didn't recently get one of those. But
So on August 18th, though, you had a license issued to you January of 2023.
Yes, and I have my old license.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I have my new license, and that's where I come into the picture where I have a license. Why are you saying I don't have a license?
Just looking at the document history through that. And it, all right.
And then with the paperwork that he gave me on my ticket, it has my old license number on it,
Mhm.
not my new license. So that's why I'm wondering what was going on here.
Yeah. Well, I don't see any gap between that time. So I don't see that there's sufficient evidence here to support the CAD. He reviewed a computer program that gave him this information. So I don't find there's a preponderance of the evidence on count number 2. So that's found not committed. And then the seatbelt tickets, you just got a new job.
Yes, I
Great.
just recently started. Yes.
What are you doing?
I work at Costco in
Good.
Tacoma, and I also a bus monitor out in Rochester. Sorry, really, I mean,
Yeah.
that issue, but I mean, and then also on the paperwork, I'm wondering if the paperwork that he gave me, he wrote in the wrong driver's license number, because on my old driver's license, it's a 5Q9 and he's got 589 on the paperwork here. So that's why I'm wondering what's going on and why that didn't
Well,
come up.
Yeah, and I found that just isn't, I'm found not committed on that
Okay.
second one. So I'm gonna reduce as far as I can on that seatbelt ticket down to $95 and then give you an opportunity if you need to pay overtime.
I'm
you'd
gonna
be
need to
fine
pay overtime. Yes, ma'am.
That's great. You can do that. So the next step is we're gonna give you a receipt. You'll stop at the front counter in the lobby and just make arrangements. You don't
Okay.
have to pay today, just make arrangements.
Okay,
Okay. All right, well, I'm glad you got the new job.
thank you very much.
So come on up and we'll get you on your way. Right, let's see, who was here earlier? Mr. McDonald, I think you were here quite some time ago. So, all right, why don't you come on up? You can have a seat there. So this is all about that, the speeding ticket from August 3rd.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think I can grant the deferral because you haven't.
I
said
haven't
yes.
said yet. Yes, ma'am.
So feds don't let me do that. So we're here for a contested hearing. Did you have a chance to look at everything or?
61 and a 60.
Yeah. But I need to look at all the facts and see, but let me look at what the police report has to hold. Did you have a chance to look at any of that before court?
No.
No. Okay. It's always good for you to see what I'm looking at. Can we, well, I'll paraphrase it here. It's not long at all. Let's see if it, I'm looking at, you've got also I have a copy of the citation and that you got. Citation
Okay.
is the thing they give you the ticket. Have that. Let me look and see. So I have a report from Trooper Williams under penalty, and let's look at this.
Your Honor, I don't deny
No,
doing,
this, oh,
I don't deny doing 61 and a 60. I just,
okay, so that's the ticket. So did you want instead for me to try and reduce that fine? I mean, that's what we're
it's
doing.
61 and a 60.
It's-
You know,
Yeah.
the
So I can't take
speedo error,
anything
but
from you until I put you under
even-
oath, and I'm
Go
trying to
ahead.
figure out what you want to do. I'm
I
happy
want
to
to, I want to
reduce
have it
this
dropped,
fine.
obviously.
Okay, so let me
mean, I
look and
can't-
see what evidence there is.
I can't get it
And
deferred,
see.
obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that. That's not my choice, but so if you want a contested hearing, I want to give you that.
That's
If you
cool.
just want me to reduce the fine, I can do that too, but it sounds like you want a contested hearing. So let me review what's been provided to see if
Sure.
it's even they have to meet a basic fact amount before I even have to hear from you, but.
Thank you, Emily.
Okay,
And
so
everyone
what
who
I'm
sat
hearing
out, beautiful.
from here, commissioned law enforcement officer with State Patrol since 98 as a trooper. August 3rd, here in Thurston County, driving the patrol vehicle, wearing the uniform, using the Custom Signals Inc. Pro Laser 3L1331. It's an infrared LiDAR system monitoring the speed of moving traffic, instructed and certified He's been instructed and certified by state of Washington, the operation of the LiDAR. So trooper says, I observed the defendant traveling at a visibly high rate of speed in excess of the posted speed limit of 60 miles per hour. I placed the red dot sighting reticle in the defendant's vehicle and obtained a read of 74 at a distance of 205 feet. This reading was consistent with my initial speed estimate of the defendant's vehicle. I had a clear and unobstructed view of the defendant's vehicle. I'm 100% certain that the LiDAR reading was obtained from the defendant's vehicle. I tested the LiDAR both internally and externally at the beginning and end of my shift, which is important. LiDAR unit passed each of the checks and was working properly at the time of the violation. And then it's signed under penalty of perjury by Trooper Williams. And then he did, you're right, ended up exercising discretion that the chief of the state patrol gives his or her troopers, and gave you a speeding ticket of 61 and a 60 instead of 74 and a 60. So that's how you ended up with the ticket.
Okay,
So when I put you under oath, and if you want to tell me anything that I should change,
not much to say.
well, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, so why shouldn't I find 61 and a 60? You know,
I mean, I don't deny that. I
Yeah.
just find it weird to have a 61 and a 60.
well, I think that explains it better, is that the officer decided to give you that, use that discretion and give you that break rather than 14 over, 1 over, which is a lot less expensive.
Okay.
And maybe look, probably already knew who you were, because they always check us out before they get out of their car and make sure they're not dealing with some fugitive from Arkansas who's going to hurt them. So
I work with troopers every day.
there you go. Maybe, I don't know. But, and I see that you have, shoot, you haven't had a ticket in forever. So I can just treat this as a mitigation hearing and reduce this to $95. I think that's fair. Okay. And then we'll just have you make arrangements today to get that paid.
No problem.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
Reduce that, and then you're.
Yes, it is true. We will be resetting the points clock at the beginning of the year. It'll be a yearly thing. So right now hours will not reset, but your points will be reset. I will do something about it. Don't you worry. But I do think it's a little overwhelming for somebody to come in and see some of us having billions of points. I love it though. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know what the give, I haven't changed the give function yet. So it should be what it's standard. I think it's give, exclamation mark, give. Regardless, I don't even know. It's not changing this weekend. No. Next year, December of 2024. Okay. And I won't even do it the first week. What we'll do is we'll have our own little goodbye points New Year's thing. I know some of you like doing it, so we'll keep track of how many points you have. You can still have your former glory. And don't worry. I still pay for this so you guys can gamble for free. Hit the wrong button.
On your way.
Appreciate your time, Your Honor.
Sure, come on up here, and then we can give you that receipt. Get that right. All right, so back to the top here. Mr. Lamb, is it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, there you are. This is about a ticket from August 18th, the allegation of wrong way.
Thank you.
Sure. And, before we even get any farther, I'm just going to tell you here that there is not sufficient evidence here. I've got notes that I would have to divine from what the officer is saying, and that's not a preponderance of the evidence of legal standards. So, Mr. Lamb, there's no evidence submitted against you, so I'm finding it not committed. And that's
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Be on your way. Let's see. Mr. Nguyen, are you there? Trong Nguyen? Are you with us, Mr. Nguyen? Mr. Nguyen, you just need to unmute. Mr. Nguyen?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Ah, there you are. Hello. You wanted you asked for a mitigation hearing. There you are. Hello. And
Well,
we can do that. It's all about that speeding ticket from September 27. And you have let's try and catch up with you here. So you could do a deferral if you liked on this matter. That's $150 fee and 6 months of good driving. It's dismissed. Or I can just reduce this fine and I could get this down as far as $95 for you. Do you have any questions about what you want to do or?
So how long would it stay on my record if I just get it reduced?
Any hole is a goal. I love that. That almost goes quite along with our New Year's smash or pass. Would you, I'm cognizant that some people may be around children. Would you F me 2023 100 judicial officials that we're going to play smash or pass on? Also, is it Seychelles, Simon? I think I'd like to go to the Seychelles. I'm not going to say no to that, right? Seychelles? But we can't use KCC points. They don't transfer like airline points.
Instead of
Well,
get it
good question.
dismissed?
I mean, I get to see things, law enforcement gets to see things from 10 years and longer. But insurance, usually when they look about 3 years, I understand, but I couldn't tell you for sure. So it's who's looking and who's has permission. I don't know if that
Okay.
helps you.
And you said that it would get dismissed in 6 months if I don't have any violation or infractions?
Right, from today forward.
Okay, so there's one other thing. I'm already under a deferral prosecution for a violation 5 years ago. That's almost going to be taken care of in a few months here. So do I still
Okay.
qualify for that?
Right, the deferred prosecution is a whole nother animal. That's as to criminal cases. This is a deferral when you talk about just a speeding ticket.
Okay. I would like to take care of that today.
Okay, well, all right, so deferral, since you're not here with me in court, I'm just gonna ask you to call the court or live chat on the website, or you can stop in to make arrangements for that deferral. And then you'll make arrangements to pay the 150 and just drive carefully, but I'll give you 30 days to get that figured out with the clerks, all right? So be sure to contact the district court no later than December 2nd to make arrangements for that deferral.
Okay, and then with this speeding ticket already, the insurance company has probably already been notified, huh? So my rates will probably go up.
We don't tell insurance companies anything, and we
Oh,
don't send things out to them. I don't know. I could never tell you what insurance will do, and so I don't
Okay.
know.
So maybe if I just stick with my insurance right now, you think everything will be okay? That's
Don't
only if
know.
they. All right.
I don't
that's
know
fine.
insurance. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know
Thank you. No
criminal
problem.
and tickets. All right. So just by December 2nd, get a hold of the court and good driving.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Let's see, Mr. Landy, are you out there in Zoom land?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There you are. Hi.
Hear me?
I can hear you. So this is all about your tabs. Were you able to get those figured out?
Actually, this is about my son. Ryan Scott
Oh,
is my son, and he was issued the ticket. And yes, it is about the tabs.
I was thinking you didn't look as young as you should. Okay, I get it. So this one, well, actually, all right, yeah. So your son, let's be sure about this. Who got the ticket? So what's your date of birth?
1/19/1975.
Okay. Well, you got cited with the ticket.
Because I'm the registered owner.
Okay. Huh. Let me just kind of look at this.
you're happy about your journey and the vehicle.
Hmm. Well, actually, Mr. Landy, this will be more easily solved. So you asked for a contested hearing. There's no evidence presented to the court by the prosecution or law enforcement. So I find it not committed for lack of evidence. You don't have to say anything against yourself until that's established. So that's it. So the tabs issue is found not committed, and we'll report that to DOL because they didn't give me any evidence.
For the record, I do have current tabs for it. So
Good.
it's taken care of. It was taken care of right
Good.
away. So
All right, that's an even better result.
yeah.
All right.
And so.
And then you'll deal with your son. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Let's see. I have here. Trying to figure out who's in court. So Mr. Lindstrom, I think you're on Zoom. There you are. Hi, Mr. Lindstrom.
Hello.
So we're here about a speeding ticket from August 11th, and looks like you'd qualify for a deferral if you're interested. You asked for a contested hearing, wondering where we're headed. Did
Are
you
sure
receive
that I qualify
discovery?
for deferral?
Yeah, looks like you received discovery as well.
I
No?
did. I received. Yes, I received some discovery. Yes.
Okay. All right, but you do qualify for the deferral. We could get this dismissed in 6 months if you're interested. Do you have any questions about that?
Are you sure about that?
Have you had a deferral in the last 7 years? I can relook.
I had one with Lacey, I believe.
Hmm.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago. I just wanted to make, I mean, you're saying I do qualify, but I just wanted to
don't
make.
see it. It's good to tell on yourself, but I
Right?
don't see it.
I mean, I do have some concerns about the police report and, and such. So, I mean, I guess I could.
It's up to you.
But
yeah, you do qualify.
Okay. I think I want to move forward with the contested hearing.
Okay, so let me see what's been provided, if anything. And you've gotten the discovery then?
Yes.
Let's see, what did you receive in discovery?
I received a copy of the citation, and it looks like I didn't discover this until today, but I was able to read it. A copy of the report.
Thank God he had discovery, and thank you, Miss Carrie. Oh, so sweet. I will for sure. I don't really use it that much, but I'll look for you there. Or Discord. I live in Discord. And would love to chat more. But thank you for the PP. That's so sweet of you. YouTube Daddy doesn't get any. I didn't say anything, YouTube Daddy. Don't worry about it. I'm not talking about you. It's me and Miss Carrie are talking. You don't have to worry about it. Thank you.
From the officer on the back of the citation, or at least on the back of the citation, the copy that I got.
Okay,
So
it's
a total of 3
yeah,
pages.
it ends up being 3. It's an electronic citation. Okay, so you got what I've got. I want to be sure that you got the same. All right, well, let me have a look at this.
I did not receive any certification on the radar machine or any report or any history on the radar reports, and there's nothing identified in the report about that.
All right, so you have a motion?
Very much appreciated, Miss Carrie. And please also remember, even if it's just a little bit for you, it's a little bit more for me, because in Canada, the exchange rate works in my favor. So I even more appreciate it. Thank you so much. A motion, Your Honor. This guy is like, I'm not even sure. It looks like he just moved into that place in a way. Are we getting that vibe as well? I think after this one, we're gonna cut it. I don't know what's left. I don't know how long it goes. You can see it still says live. I picked this up while we were live. But after Mr. Lindstrom's done, we'll be done. We'll have gone for almost 2.5 hours today. Plus, I gotta get prepared for our fun music trivia stream for tomorrow with Miss Lisa Figalicious. Very excited for that. So I was gonna pull a Colin, but I won't because I like to say goodbye to you guys. But if this was Colin, Colin would say, so I'm gonna go away and say goodnight and let this play out. I never do. I like looking at myself too much.
Before I start looking at facts, do you have some sort of motion you want me to consider?
No.
Okay. All right, so all of that information, this is a civil case, it's not a criminal case, and since it's a civil case, you know, it's a little different. If you wanted to look into all that information, then you would have needed to go get that for yourself. The testing, the quality assurance, the certification of the speed measuring device, all of that.
Right, but as part of my request for discovery, that was part of my request was to get
Okay, let me
to
go
get a
back
copy
to
of
your
that.
request.
Let me.
Okay, so all you got was the electronic citation.
Correct.
And
copy of the speedometer certification as well. I did not receive.
Okay.
Or a copy of my my driving record.
All right, so some of these things, again, it's up to you to collect up and did you want to go look for that information? Because again, it's a civil case and there's certain information that defense has to do from themselves. And I'm more than happy to give you that opportunity to go get that information from state patrol.
Under rule 3.1 or with my request for discovery, that's not required by the prosecutor or by
they
the
responded with.
Sorry?
What they responded with. Okay, so when you look at the response, let's see. So there's an infraction rule that you're citing to requires the attorneys only to provide affidavit of infraction and any video or photographs they propose to have used. So the other documentation isn't covered under 3.1. The radar certification won't be provided, they tell you. So if you wanted to go, and then they give you the State Patrol website there at the very bottom and how to go get that information for yourself. And I'm happy to give you an opportunity to go do that. But we'd have to set another hearing. I'm happy to have you do that and see if there's something that the court should consider about this event and this speed measuring device on August 11th.
So those aren't required to be in the report?
Not supplied by the prosecutor's office. So
even by the officer?
You can certainly go get it.
There's nothing
The officer doesn't, yeah, the officer doesn't provide discovery.
Right, but doesn't the officer
yeah.
have to identify his certification and the radar machine or?
So you have a motion, it sounds like. Let me divine what your motion is here. So you're saying that.
Oh, he doesn't get it. So, sir, yes, you're right. But unfortunately, you just about figured out why lawyers are very helpful. Okay. Once you've found a glaring error that the prosecution or the police have made, you have to motion the court to dismiss based on a lack of evidence. But she fucking lobbed that to him. She was just like, "Do you have a motion that you would like to make?" And he was like, "No, based on rule 3.1. Yeah, fucker. But again, this is, again, hire a lawyer, people. Look at his face. Look at his smile on his face, too. Oh, Mr. Lindstrom. Oh, jeez.
What? I mean, I can't make your motions for you.
Okay,
I
sorry.
don't
I'm not an attorney either, so I'm just trying to, I just,
So kind of
I've-
state it out in the way it makes sense to you. What is it that you're saying I should maybe? Co-counsel has now entered the room.
sorry, I'm a little.
That's okay. This is Zoom. You need to pay attention there. I've got a couple other cases I could take.
No, it's okay.
And
I can do it.
He's good. All
Um,
right. So are
so
you
it-
saying that I should not consider something that the officer wrote down?
Yeah, so I'm basically what I'm saying is that you should not consider the statement as it's written, based on the fact that it does not identify the officer's certification or credentials in operating or reading a radar equipment.
Okay. That's a good, I understand your motion. So now I'm looking at that report that you have for that information.
And identifies that it's checked by radar every 90 days at 30 and 60 miles per hour, but it doesn't specify any certifications that the officer has. It also doesn't give a date of when it was last maintenance or checked.
All right, so you got a couple of motions here. Let me finish up your first one.
Sorry.
So the first one, that's okay. First one is, identify radar R2524, and the officer signs under penalty of perjury here, Officer Trooper Debut or Pew. And in fact, I have been trained and certified in the operation of the radar SMD, so I can accept that. And then, but I'm looking for something else. And then your next was about when this radar was, what was your next motion?
When the radar was last checked
Okay.
or maintenance.
Well, okay, that would be information that is not necessary here. What I need here, when I look at speeding tickets, I check the radar using the internal checks and the aside tuning forks that are listed here. Text indicated the device was functioning properly. Let me look at something else here, make sure I've got every bit that's. And check prior and after this traffic stop. So any other motion? I'm not granting those. Suppressed any evidence yet.
I mean, there's no identification that. I mean, it says that
It's so hard
it's
for
checked
him.
by radar every 90 days at 30 to 60, but it doesn't, it wasn't using the internal checks and assigned tuning forks.
So it sounds like you want to dig into the certification and quality assurance of the speed measuring device, and that's up to you to check into and then present to the court and say that, look, I shouldn't believe it. But from what I've got here so far, I'm allowed to consider the results of that speed measuring device. So if you want to check into that, I'm more than willing to give you another hearing date. You can do that and see if there's something that the court should suppress all this information. But not yet. So what do you want to do today? Do you want to look into that, bring it back before the court and see if there's something awry, or?
Well, we haven't started any testimony, correct?
Right. You haven't said anything. You just made motions.
Hold on, please. I'll be there in a
And
minute.
co-counsel is back.
So
Co-counsel is back. I fucking die when she says that. Because it's gonna be on the record, right? Like, even if the video isn't the real record, on the record, it's gonna state her saying, co-counsel has entered the room, co-counsel is back. Like, oh my God. And I think she is too patient here. She's giving him an opportunity to go, I guess, Google it and then come back. Jesus. This is hilarious to me. The kid, first of all, glass door, so the kid was standing there first. It was very reminiscent of that clip during COVID when the dad was on like a TV news interview, and then the kids like roll in, and the mom rolls in after with her pants down, trying to take them back out. Like, oh, I watched that so many times. Oh God, I'm getting those vibes to this.
then I can still do the deferral.
Sure.
All right, let's just go do
I
that.
can do that. Okay. All right. So
Sorry, I
just ask that you get a hold of the district court here no later than December 2nd and make arrangements for that deferral. And
Okay.
then we'll just get that dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, thanks so much. That is like having sex with somebody and they're like, leave in the middle. Like, yeah, you know what? Never mind, I'm good. And then leave. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. What a crazy round of first appearances or no, mitigation hearings. Is that what it was? Mitigation hearings. Anyways, you guys listen. Oh my gosh, it's been 2 hours, 40 minutes. By the time I stop speaking, I appreciate each and every one of you. Miss Carrie, thank you so much for the PP. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here as well. We have a great time here. It is not always kid friendly, but it is always funny. If I say so myself. Tomorrow we are doing a very special event, and don't worry too much about it, Lisa. I'll come up with some things too. So, but we're gonna do some fun. Miss Lisa will be joining me on the screen. It won't be court. We do every second Friday. We do a little bit of a follow Friday, which isn't court related. It is more about my friends. My friends follow Friday. So people come on, and we hang out and we learn about our friends. So. Please, the Discord link is linked up above. If you'd like to join the Discord, please do. You can always try and get a hold of me there. That's pretty much the best place to get a hold of me on Discord. Anyways, please remember that I love you, I'm proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, you'll be late, no problem. We take attendance all night long. Love you guys.